I'm bored with Dune Prophecy. This show feels like it was made similarly to a lot of shows these days. They took the name, they took the brand, and they said, well, what story can we tell within that brand? I'm not even going to say universe because they're not truly utilizing the Dune universe. This episode didn't even go back to the kingdom. We only focused on the sisters. It wasn't just merely a flashback episode because it was back and forth between the past and the present, but none of it was exciting, none of it was interesting. The most interesting thing that happened is that Tula, spoilers guys, massacres the Atreides, a whole group of Atreides, and she massacres this young boy who's in love with her. And we don't find out if Tula learned a lesson from that, other than she doesn't, at the end of the episode, want to let this young girl go. Maybe I missed something, but massacring people isn't good. So are the Harkonnens good or bad? Because I keep hearing this story about how the Atreides told a lie and it changed the Harkonnens' course in history. But here the Harkonnens are being awful, and Valya keeps telling her family, you guys aren't awful enough. You need to be awful like me. You're not brave enough to be awful. Me and my sister are so horrible. Why don't you see that? We're so mean. We're killers. It's, and her family, her dad is like so annoyed. He's like, oh, we're gonna get in trouble. The Atreides are gonna be so mad. Even when Tula admits to killing all the Atreides, somehow the Harkonnens blame Valya. It's hysterical. It's almost as if we finally found whose POV the show is. I guess the show is Valya's perspective, because there's no way that any of this could have ever gone down this way. Everything that happens in this episode is from Valya's insane, self-aggrandizing perspective. She meets Mother Superior for the first time, and Mother Superior tells her, I think you're super special. I'm so impressed by your evil superpowers, and I think one day you're gonna take over this whole place. So let me show you my super duper secret lair where I use technology that's forbidden. I just met you. I like you a lot. And here's the thing. You are gonna be my number one. Now, the person who's earned the right, she's gonna be mad, but don't worry about it because you are strong. I got you. And it's like, this would never happen, and this is ridiculous writing. So I'm just gonna assume that this is, her perspective, because that's the only way I can justify it to myself. But I find this style of storytelling so frustrating because it is all exposition, it is all telling, there is no showing. We keep hearing about what the Atreides did, we don't see it. Show me a flashback of that. No, instead they show me flashbacks of just like meandering and talking, and like, I want to take a moment to think about what happened in this episode. Okay, I'm done. So, what happened in this episode? I gotta check my tweets. I tweeted a lot. Let's see what happened in this episode, because I think this was a really, really bad episode, and this is the mid-season break now. Technically, there are 6 episodes. This was the 3rd. This stinks. This is a real stinker. All right, let's see. Let's find my tweets. Oh yeah, so I want to talk about the fact that the granddaughter of Mother Superior, the one that took the agony last week, she's still sort of in a suspended animation, and it's supposed to be this really big deal, but it's like stupid. It's so dumb. She's in like a glass case. She looks like Snow White, and it's like Tula, she's willing to kill all those Atreides, but she won't let this one go, even though she died doing something that kills a bunch of them. Like, a bunch of them died during the agony. It's well known that you could die during the agony. That's why Tula had conversations with her about it before she took the agony, that she was like, listen, you could die, right? And her and Valya had talked about it, and Valya was like, listen, it's gotta go down. So it did go down, and they got the information that they wanted, right? But then she died, and so this one, she just won't let her go. And in the flashback, we learn that she's willing to just kill tons and tons of people, but she's not gonna let this girl who died, she's not gonna let her go, because I guess she has a heartbeat. The whole episode was about euthanasia. They kill a horse, they kill all the Atreides, but they won't let the granddaughter go. They won't let the granddaughter go. No. Okay, alright, cool beans. What I don't like about when Valya finally takes the agony is that the interpretation includes the initial shot that looks like the blue stuff going in the veins, and so that's right from Villeneuve's movie. And then there's like a bunch of bad CGI ghosts. It's like super lame, and then she just wakes up the next day in the freezing cold snow. She's not dead, and her sister's like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, oh yeah, I just did the agony, I was pretty sick. So I think that was lame. Oh, I really like these frozen hairy whales. There's like this wet market that the Harkonnens work at, and or that's just where they get their bacon from. But there's like really hairy whales. It's pretty cool. There's like big ribs and stuff. It reminds me of the Flintstones. Pretty dope. That's the best part of the episode is the hairy whale wet market. There was this other part in the episode where they subscribed to the Film School Dad channel on YouTube because they're just like huge fans. I thought that was cool. That was like one of my favorite parts. There were a lot of speeches also in the flashbacks, and a lot of it is Valya just telling people that she's like, I deserve this. I deserve it. And I just feel like, I feel bad for the actors because I'm sure they could have really done a better job with better writing. But okay, I don't have a ton to say. Here's how I'm gonna end things, because I don't want to go on and on and on. There's not much to say about the episode because not a lot happened in the episode. The Emperor is not in the episode. The guy who can burn people with his brain, he's not in the episode. And he was really the only interesting thing going on in Dune, and I didn't really even find him very interesting. So I'm kind of good on Travis Fimmel, and I don't care about any of it. They're all stinkers. This is a boring show. I've watched 3 episodes. The only reason why I'm still watching it is because it's Dune, and because I hoped that it would be a little bit better, but it's not. Denis Villeneuve is still working on Dune Messiah, so it's all gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. If you love Dune, then hopefully you feel one of 2 ways. Either you hate me and you love this show and you're happy, or you understand that the show is a stinker and you just the movie's gonna come out next year, 2026. I'm making a video about 2025 because it's filled with sequels and reboots. I'm a little nervous about 2025. I am excited about 2026 because in 2026 we're getting Dune Messiah. So I don't know if I'll see you guys after episode 6. Maybe I'll do a whole wrap-up thing, but I'll definitely see it in 2026. If you're interested in the 2025 video, I'm gonna link it when it's up. Seriously though, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, leave me a like. It really helps the algorithm, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. I am almost at 1,000 and it would mean the world. So enjoy this next video. This was Film School Dad.